Hello. You are here for the new position that opened up, right? The new gym leader position that opened up. Fantastic, like lovely. I've been so excited to meet you. We have been needing someone to fill this position for a while because honestly, there have not been a lot of candidates that really qualify. But I was just reading over your resume and it looks fantastic. Let's see here. I'm seeing that you challenged the Elite Four in Hoenn, Paldea, Alola. Not a lot of people get around to challenging in Alola, but all this looks fantastic. So essentially going over resumes and seeing whether our candidates have the experience, the knowledge, the talent, seeing if you have those things gets you past phase 1. So congratulations, you have gotten past phase 1 and you are now in phase 2. Phase 2 is getting more to know you. So we already know that you have the talent for it, that you are a very good Pokemon trainer. Now we're getting more into the nitty-gritty details of if you were to officially become a gym leader, just talking about the nitty-gritty details, like what type you would specialize in, what Pokemon you would use, possibly what your gym itself would look like, what region you would be in, and then leveling. If that all sounds good to you, discuss some of that stuff. Yeah, that's the fun stuff, right? But yeah, we can go ahead and get started. My name is Luna. Very nice to meet you. Yeah, I actually used to be a gym leader myself, which is why I'm qualified to go around hiring people who are interested in they themselves becoming a gym leader. But I used to be a bug type specialist. My ace was Butterfree, so I had the whole sleep powder thing going on. I've retired since then, but honestly, like finding new gym leaders to fill those positions is my passion now, which is why I'm so excited to get this started. But we can go ahead and go forward with the phase 2 processing here. I have some questions here, just gonna write some things down as we're going through. So usually whenever we're going through these interviews, the first thing that we always want to talk about first, which is essentially the main thing of a gym leader, is what type you want to specialize in. Right, yeah. Yeah, there can be a lot of different specialists out there. I know there can be a lot of like grass type specialists. There's a surprising amount of dragon type specialists. That's usually a really hard one to specialize in because dragons are so hard to train. It takes forever to get them fully evolved. But there's a lot of dragon type gym leaders. We'll discuss it. Not a lot of dark type gym leaders, but I have my list here. We can go ahead and go over the 18 different types, see what you want to do. Stellar is not an option. We don't really delve into Stellar. It's more of just like a phase. That's Pokemon World is kind of going over. But anyway, just 8 types that we have here. You can go ahead and look through that list here. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? There's Bug, Dark, Dragon, Fire, Flying, Ghost, Normal, Poison, Psychic. It's the first 9 right there if you're interested in any of those. And we can even write down your like top 3 if maybe your like most preferred type isn't really available. We can go to your second type. If your first and second types aren't available, then we can go for your third most preferred. But yeah, if you want to do Bug, Dark, Dragon, here's the other 9. So yeah, let's see, like Electric, Grass, Rock. We got Fairy. Fairy's always fun. Fighting, Ice, Ground, Water, Steel. I will say that if you decide you want to go for Ice, we most likely will not put you as the 8th gym, just because they do that so often. And doesn't it just make more sense to have an Ice gym leader earlier in a Pokemon trainer's journey? But anyway, I'll let you look through these one more time so that way you can get a feel of what your top 3 types maybe that you'd want to specialize in. So one more time, we got Bug, Dark, Dragon, got Fire, Flying, Ghost, Normal, Poison, and Psychic. Okay, so top three. We could even go for top 5 if you really want to. What would your like most preferred type be? Like if you were to choose any of the 18 types, what would you prefer? Oh, okay. That's a good type, yeah. Okay, let's see. So, okay, what would your second most preferred type be? Like if you could not get your first one for any reason, like what would your second most preferred type be? Okay. Third. Okay. Fourth. Fifth. Gotta think about it for a second. Gotcha, okay. And then just in case for any reason, all 5 of those are taken, sixth most preferred type. And then, do you have any, like, types that you would absolutely not want to specialize in? Like your 18th least favorite type? Like, what type would you really not want to go into, specialize in? Gotcha, okay. Alrighty, got that down. So that is always the first step that we have. Type specialization is something that is very traditional for gym leaders to do. It's something that we always go by. I know a couple people want to make the switch to more like mechanic wise, like, ooh, what if we have like something that's centered around like a rain team, or if we have something that's like centered around like status moves or whatever. Not really something that we've gotten into. Maybe you'll be the first if you're lucky, if that's something you really want to delve into. But really, gym leaders just kind of look at a specific type to specialize in. Now, that's not stopping you from having your own personal team outside of your job, but you do need your personal team for your job as a gym leader to specialize in one type specifically. I know a couple of gym leaders kind of have like exceptions where maybe they have a Pokemon that doesn't match their type but kind of matches more of the vibe. We're trying to lean away from that since so many more Pokemon have been discovered. I mean, come on, there's like more than 1,000 Pokemon out there that you could choose from. Any of them. There's so many. So we don't really need to go for off of a vibe, because the guidelines really are to choose a Pokemon that match your type. But seeing as we have your top 6 different types and your least favorite type, we could really work with what we have here. But that was the first step of our phase 2 processing. Very nice. Choosing the type is always the hardest, most complicated part of it, because it's like that big thing, like, oh, you're the grass type specialist, you're bug, etc. Next most important part is choosing what Pokemon are going to be on your team, because the team build that you have is really going to determine how hard, how easy, how much fun people make of you when they beat you or not. But let's make some good decisions here. So I have my log here. There's an older book, but there's one that's a little bit newer. This kind of just goes through maybe half the regions. So you could go through this book right here, but I can just introduce like how you can flip through this. It essentially goes through like the Kalos region Pokedex, and it has like all those regions here. Like if you're interested in like Hoenn, Kanto Pokemon. If you don't really care about region, you can just flip through and see what you fancy. But go through here, Trapinch. I don't know, maybe if you like want to be like an early game dragon type specialist, Trapinch, or going to Flygon, Diglett. If you want to be a ground type specialist, got Wigglytuff right here. Jigglypuff, if you want to go into fairy, anything like that. Who knows if you might change your preferences on types if you feel later on in our processing that you want to switch up some of your type preferences. We can totally do that. Ooh, Tyranitar. Rhyperior. I feel like Rhyperior doesn't get used as often as he should. Ooh, Guzma. Megumi, once again, if you're interested in going early game using those first stages. Leveling is something that we're going to talk about in the next step after, but any specific Pokemon lines that you might be interested in. And it doesn't have to be limited to these regions. I can also give you the logs. Let's get in here. More for Pokemon maybe in the Paldean region, in the Alola region, in the Galar region. We got Wiglet here if you're interested in water. Bronzong. Bisharp. Some people like to call him Bisharp. I think it makes more sense to say Bisharp. You got some good Paldean Pokemon here. Ooh, look at there. Tinkatuff. Tinkatuff is a pretty popular one. I would love to see Tinkatuff be utilized more. Quaxwell. Now, gym leaders don't tend to usually go into using the starters, but it is an option that you can use if that is something that you can get approved by the chair lady. Thundurus, maybe not. We got Shuckle. It's always a fun one. Crustle. Ooh, Dondozo. I love Paldean Pokemon. I know what it is about them, but I just love the Pokemon from Paldea. Dondozo. Maybe. Are there any Pokemon you've seen that you want to get written down? Like, absolutely, like you saw someone or you even have someone in mind already that you're like, yes, I want that one on my team. Yeah. Okay, let's get that written down. And would this be just another part of your team or your ace? Let's save ace for later, actually. What are some Pokemon you've seen that you want to have on your team based on, let's base this off of your number one most preferred type. Okay. Any others? Okay. Anyone else? Lovely. And then we'll just build this off of like a team of 6, since we haven't really discussed leveling yet. It's not guaranteed whether you're going to be like the 8th gym leader or the 7th or the 2nd or 3rd or anything like that, just because positions tend to switch around a lot, but you're not always guaranteed specific like spots in the order. But it's always good for us to work off of like a team of 6, so that it's a lot easier to like, if we need to like work with the pre-evolutions or remove any Pokemon. But this just gives us a good place to start off with, good foundation. 4th Pokemon. Okay. 5th Pokemon. Then let's discuss your ace. So your 6th Pokemon, your ace, what are you thinking is going to be your like strongest, most like iconic Pokemon, let's say? Because the thing with ace Pokemon is that they're your strongest, yes, but they also kind of like add that cool factor. That's not really something that gym leaders discuss a lot. It's not something that's too important, but if you are someone that's all about aesthetic, we encourage aesthetic just as much as we do with power. What do you think? Think about it for a little bit. Ace Pokemon, super important decision. I see that look in your eye. You want to do that one? Yeah. I can tell you're excited about that one, yeah. There's a lot of times where our ace Pokemon are our favorites, so I feel you there. Lovely. And then if you do not get your most preferred type, then we can discuss other Pokemon choices later, but that is going to give us a good starting point there. Getting your team of 6, and then once we start to discuss more about leveling, we can discuss if we need to go down any stages or removing any Pokemon, anything like that. So that was step 2. So we've gone over what type you'd want to do. We've gone over what Pokemon you would want. So check and check. Now before we get into leveling possible regions you can move to, anything like that, the third step that we have to discuss here is essentially talking about what you would want your gym itself to look like, because luckily as the gym leader you actually do have a lot of like essentially space on deciding what you want your gym to look like. Now some people don't really care about that part. They kind of just say, hey, just give me an empty lot and I'll fill it with whatever. But some gym leaders like to really get into it and they make it like super fancy. I know that in some other regions, like here's some examples. They like to make it real fancy. Drayden here, that's a good one. I love that gym with the big dragons. Yeah, I don't know how he got the funding for that. I can't guarantee that you'll get millions of dollars for you to build up your gym, but it's always possible. It kind of just depends on how you perform as a gym leader in your first couple of years. Usually gym leaders in their first year get something a little bit less complicated, like for example right here, I know rock gyms don't tend to be too fancy, but you might get something closer to this starting off, and then as you progress, adding on more years of being a gym leader, then we might get to something more like Drayden's or something more like Humalao's gym right here. But just to get some ideas, maybe a nice like clock configuration in the middle of your gym. Maybe if you like puzzles, like a nice ice puzzle or something similar if you're doing a different type. Love the lights on this one. That might cost a lot for electricity, so we can talk about funding later, it's fine. But any ideas that you're getting here? Maybe we can get those written down. Let's see. What was one thing you saw that you might consider something that you really liked that you would want to possibly get installed? Let me make note of that. Okay, let's see. Okay, and a little bit of, and a huge, oh, that is a good idea. I love that. Can't guarantee we'll get the funding for it, but we can make it happen, especially when you're moving into your like 3rd or like 5th year in your job, your career. Ooh, slow down. Okay, hold on. Say that last part again. And what else? Running out of space here. Got a lot of ideas. Electricity might be high on that, but we can make it work. Could, possibly, not guaranteed. And then, what are we thinking for possibly how many like trainers you'd want? Most gyms have like 2 at the least. Or how many? Around. Give me a range. Okay, gotcha. Let's get that written down. And then don't worry about hiring gym trainers for your gym. If you want to handpick people, I know Drayden was really adamant about choosing some trainers that he's known for a very long time, like veterans. So he was very adamant about that. If you want to choose your own gym trainers, as long as they reach those qualifications and they go through me first, I can get them approved. If you don't want to worry about choosing trainers, I can take care of it for you and just send some people your way once we get that processed. But yeah. And I know we keep talking about this, like you are being guaranteed this position, even though this is more of like a hiring process. I will say we are looking fantastic right now. So while there are no guarantees, we are talking about this in terms of like saying that this is something that is happening, just so we can get all of those details from you, so that it just makes the processing much easier and much smoother, so that if you do get approved, then we can just start to kick this up and get this started as soon as we can if you are getting approved. But any other information that you want for preferences of your gym trainers, anything like that? Okay, all good. Fantastic. I know there are so many decisions to make as a gym leader. It's a fun job, but lots of responsibilities. It's like you are a trainer, but also a mentor to younger children, even adults who are starting their Pokemon journey late. It can be a hard job, but it's a good job. Alrighty, our last step here is deciding what region and possibly leveling that we'd want to do. This is mostly based off of positions that are available and positions that are already filled. So let's go ahead and go through the different regions and see what is available right now, because it's always moving around. It's like grade levels in school. Some gym leaders like to switch their order sometimes. So I know that there was one time, what was his name? Trying to remember his name. Normal type gym leader. He's super nice. Charon, yeah. I know there was at one point Charon was a gym leader, 5th in the order for a little bit. He tried that out. He switched back to being the first gym leader, but I thought it suited him pretty well. Let's see what's available. Kanto. Ooh, okay, so I'll just read these out to you, and then you can start to think about what is going to fit best for you. So for Kanto, the positions that we have available for Kanto are the 6th and 8th. So let me get that written down for you so you don't have to remember it all. But Kanto available is 6th and 8th. Let's look at Johto. Okay, so for Johto, the gym order available there is, let's see, the 2nd gym is available, and the 3rd, and 7th. Okay, so Kanto, 6th and 8th are available. Johto, 2nd, 3rd, and 7th are available. Let's see, Hoenn. I actually grew up in Hoenn. I miss that place. Gotta go back and say hi to my family at some point. I might fly over, maybe in the summer. Let's see, Hoenn. So Hoenn is going to have, 8th is open. That's new. I did not see that position open last time I was checking. So the 8th gym is available in Hoenn, as well as the 4th. Okay, Sinnoh. Let's look at Sinnoh. Hold on. They're always so disorganized in Sinnoh. Their data's all mixed up. Hold on, let me. Sinnoh. Gym leader. Positions. Okay. So for Sinnoh, they have been a mess. I swear, I love them, but oof. They actually have a lot of positions open if this is filled in correctly. So Sinnoh is going to have the 1st gym available. They're going to have the 3rd gym available. They are going to have the 5th and 7th available. Okay, so Sinnoh 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th. Now, not to say that there isn't currently a gym leader there, but these are just people who are considering retiring or moving down or up in the gym orders. Let's go ahead and look at, let's see, where did they go? Sinnoh stuff is mixing in with Unova. There we go. Okay. Unova is going to have their positions there are pretty rock solid. So the only position I'm seeing for Unova is the 5th. So the 5th gym Unova looks like it's available. That may change because they're pretty rock solid there, but 5th and Unova. Now we have Kalos. Kalos is going to have the 1st and 8th. Ooh, and 3rd. Okay, so Kalos, 1st, 3rd, and 8th are available. Let's see. Alola. So let's take a note down. Alola is going to have. Let's look into Alola because I've been there. I've never really trained there, so I know they have a different system from the other region. So just to make sure I don't give you the wrong information, we do have a gym leader hire who specializes in the Alola region because it's so different from the other ones, but she is not in today, so I'm gonna have to take over for a little bit to give you that information. Let's see. This region has their own league. They do not have gym leaders, at least not at the moment, but it looks like what I'm seeing here is that they are working on getting that established. They may be getting rid of the island challenge, I can't say for sure, but if we want to go through with Alola, I'm seeing in my documents here that they are thinking about moving the gym challenge into Alola, which actually opens up all of the positions there, because since it would be starting from scratch, it's anywhere from 1st, 2nd, all the way to 8th, so we'll just say all for Alola. Now we have, let's go back. Okay, we've talked all the way up to Alola. Now there's Galar. So Galar is going to have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They're probably going to be there for a while. They're pretty well established. But we do have 5th and 7th. So 5th and 7th for Galar. Now, finally for Paldea. Now, the thing with Paldea is that there isn't really, like, there's not an established gym order, but there is an order just because based off of the leveling. So what we have here is they go more off of like who is based off of what type that they specialize in. So we'll just say all positions for Paldea as well, because technically the gym challenge in Paldea is you can challenge anyone in any order. The leveling doesn't change, which I think is weird, and I really think they should change that, but we'll just say all positions are available for Alola. So let's read through that one more time, just so we have this in order and we can get something written down for you, just in case, of course, you are processed and approved. We can go ahead and get you down as soon as we can, because we have been needing to get positions filled for a while. Kanto, you have 6th and 8th available. Johto, you have 2nd, 3rd, and 7th available. Hoenn, you have 4th and 8th available. Sinnoh is 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Unova is 5th. Kalos is 1st, 3rd, and 8th. Alola is any position. Galar is 5th and 7th, and then Paldea is all positions. So what are we thinking? What region? What position? And then if you were not to get that, what would be your second most preferred position? That's good region too. Yeah, that's good region too. 3rd. Okay, and honestly, I think any of those regions, any of those positions would be fantastic. I haven't been to Alola much, but I've heard good things. All of the regions have their amazing parts of them, whether you're a tourist, whether you're someone who lives there. Of course, if you are to become a gym leader in any of these regions, you would have to make the permanent move to be there. You don't have to worry about living situation, housing, anything like that. As someone who would work as a gym leader, if you are approved, is that we would provide that housing for you, because whenever we're putting in people for positions of gym leaders, we do need you at specific cities depending on the position that you're applying for, depending on what order of like the gym like pipeline you're going into. So we do have housing already set up preemptively in the different cities that we have, so no reason to worry about there. But yeah, we have our 4 main steps filled out. We've talked about what type you want to specialize in. We've talked about what Pokemon you would possibly want. We have talked about what you would want your gym to look like, around how many trainers you'd want. And then we have also talked about possible region preferences and leveling, because the leveling adheres itself to like what position or what order you would be in the gym pipeline. But yeah, that is looking fantastic. I got a lot of really good information from you. Do you have any other questions? If you've been approved? Well, I didn't want to say it in the beginning, just in case, but it is looking pretty good. Let me just go ahead and let's see right now, because I don't want you to go home stressing about this, thinking whether you're going to get the position or not. So I'm going to go ahead and call my supervisor. My supervisor is actually the chair lady. She's kind of approves what I approve, but I will give her a call right now, and then I can let you know now if this is going to be a thing. Which, honestly, I'm cheering for you. Like, you have been the most qualified candidate out of everyone I've talked to, like, this week, this month. So, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't get the position, but I do need to contact her and make sure. Okay, so. Okay. Shh. Hey, Kita. So I have been talking with a lovely candidate here. I just sent over their resume. Yet they did get past phase 1. Yes. Yes, amazing qualifications. Yeah, they have challenged Elite 4 members. Elite, yeah. Yes, Gita. I'll get that done. Yeah. Yes, Gita. About the okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Gita. Yes, about the candidates. So I did get their information written down here. Everything from type they want to specialize in, from top 6 to least Pokemon they would possibly want. We could get the funding for that. Yes, okay, fantastic. Funding for gym design, getting trainers hired. Yes, and I did talk with them about the positions that are available in all of the different regions. I did talk about Alola. Yes, I did talk about Paldea. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Gita. And level preferences. Yes. You're looking at the resume, right? Yes, yes, yes. I sent it to you. I did send it to you. I'm double checking. Yes, Gita. It looks good, right? This is the best. This is the best that we've seen in like months. Sorry, Gita. Yes, Gita. Okay, yes. Yes, I will get that done. Yes, I will. Okay. Have a very good day. I have some very good news. You've been approved. Lovely. So congratulations. We are going to be able to get all of this set up since I already have all of your information. We have it all written down. So yeah, I was talking with her, and since you have all these qualifications, you are super, like, best that we've seen. We are actually going to be able to get you your preferred region, your preferred position, your preferred type, all of it. Yeah. So excited for you. becoming a gym leader is such a privilege. It is a fantastic experience, not only as a person, but as someone who is continuing their journey as a Pokemon trainer. But yeah, I can go ahead and send over those documents to you so that you can officially sign them, bring it back to me, and then I can get this processed like starting today so that we can just move you in as quickly as possible. But that's gonna be it from me. I'll get that emailed over to you and you can just sign it digitally. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming in. This was fantastic. We've been needing this position filled in for so long. But you have a very fantastic day, a very fantastic night. Yes. Okay. Thank you. You too. Okay. See you later.